Minglawa, this is the weekly highlight news of Radio and UG. I'm James. Here are the news highlights for this week. The National Unity Government issues a statement outlining its position on freedom of press and news media on 3rd of May. The Deputy Minister for the Ministry of Human Rights of the National Unity Government, attends the discussion on Myanmar issues in the United States. The Ministry of Labour of the National Unity Government holds a ceremony to commemorate the International Labour Day on 1st of May and other interesting news. These are the weekly news details. The National Unity Government (NUG) has issued a statement outlined its stance on press freedom and news media freedom on 3rd of May, stating that it strongly opposes any act that restricts the freedom of press and that the press freedom is especially important for the public's right to have access to information. As the National Unity Government, Part 1 of the Federal Democracy Charter, Article 42, right of freedom of news media, the right to freedom of information, the right to freedom of report must be protected in accordance with the basic policy that the press freedom and news media position have been announced. It also stated that freedom of the press is necessary so that the public can broadly understand the affairs of the country and make important decisions appropriately, as well as a deep recognition of the critical role of the responsible news media. And UG also fosters and supports independent and responsible news media, particularly regional ethnic media. It is also stated that it is strongly opposed to news media independence, as well as any restriction or restriction that affects impartially and objectively. And UG will advocate and support the development of the press freedom, as well as initiatives to strengthen the public's right to know information and the right of independent media outlets to obtain information. It has also been stated that it will strongly oppose any act of threatening and harassing journalists and will make efforts to eliminate such activities and protest journalists. The Deputy Minister for the Ministry of Human Rights of the National Unity Government, attended the discussion on Myanmar issues at Cornell University in the United States on 29 of April. During the discussion, the Deputy Minister talked about the achievements and challenges of the Spring Revolution, the terrorist military junta's human rights violations, and the issues of the Rohingya minority. He also emphasized the necessity for the international community to provide more effective and practical assistance to the Myanmar people in eradicating the military dictatorship. The Ministry of Labour of the National Unity Government hosted a ceremony to commemorate the International Labour Day 2024 May Day on 1st of May. The ceremony was held online with live broadcast. The ceremony was attended by the officials from the ministry as well as CDM staffs. At the same time, on International Labour Day on 1st of May, hundreds of Myanmar migrant workers residing in Thailand marched from Bangkok's Democracy Monument to the government minister's offices demanding full labour rights, according to the BBC. According to Uzor of the Labour Rights Foundation, this year's Labour Day requests include supporting and caring for refugees who have fled Myanmar, providing identity documents to undocumented Myanmar migrant workers under the MOU system who have not been returned to Myanmar, and issuing new identity cards in Thailand. The terrorist military junta's forces launched a second airstrike attack on Wamtu Hospital in Minda Township of Chin State, according to the Minda Public Administration. On 28 of April, at around 1:30 p.m., the terrorist military junta's forces bombed Wamtu Hospital once more with a jet fighter. On the night of the 25th of April, the terrorist military junta's forces bombed the Wamtu Hospital with a jet fighter, killing 4 patients and 1 patient's attendant and injuring at least 30 more. The second airstrike destroyed practically the whole hospital and injured 8 residences nearby. There were no casualties since residents, medical personnel, and patients had to evacuate. According to the list issued by the National Unity Government, 1,293 attacks were committed against clinics, hospitals, and the health sector after the military coup. The terrorist military junta's forces have closed the Batang Tango road, preventing branch crops from being exported to Rakhine State and causing significant losses. It is reported that the damage and loss are ongoing. Branch crops produced near Pye Township are exported to Magwe, Chaparao, Yangon, and Rakhine. The branch crops grower from Pye stated that the highways are currently closed when the branch crops are in bloom, preventing us from traveling to adjacent towns and selling at the lower price. They are facing numerous challenges and many crops remain unharvested. Because the roads are closed and they are unable to export to the marketplaces of other towns and villages. They are unable to access vegetables in other towns and villages, and the farmers have lost labor and financial resources and are without assistance. These are the weekly highlight news of Radio NUG. We will present more interesting weekly local news to you. Thanks for joining our news.